Welcome to tutorial for xCloner version 1.3, where we'll present two brand new modes, path and object mode. Start by creating new solid and we'll add xCloner to it. And usually first thing what I do is add layers for cloning. So in layers tab, we'll go to selection and we have up to 20 layers to choose from. So I can import some files. I have some interesting 3D food icons here. Just toggle the visibility here. And we'll just choose here a few of these. Of course, they are too big now. We're gonna fix that in a second. In clone type, we have 5 different modes: linear, radial, grid, path, and object. So at the moment, we are interested in path mode, so we'll choose that. And first thing what I want to do is go to transform and local, because these are really big, so we are going to scale them down like maybe to 5, 6, 7%. And we want to start drawing masks or a mask on the layer or on a solid where xCloner is added. So this solid we use and mark it and draw a mask. And you can see that clones are being distributed in this way. And we can draw any mask we want, or we can paste any mask that we want. So let's try something with text. Let's delete these masks. We are going to create new text here. Maybe scale it up a bit. And we need the mask, so we're going to convert by going to right-clicking and going to create masks from text. And we are going to copy and paste these masks to our xCloner layer here. And then if we scale the size a little bit, you see that these clones are going on this text path here. Just we are going to use maybe something different so it's a bit more visible. Let's create a new shape layer. And hide that. Just going to remove this from here. And use this shape layer that we just created now. And we are going to scale it up a bit here. In distribution drop down here, we have 3 different modes for how clones are distributed along the path. We have an option called distance, count, and vertex. So the distance mode lets you distribute the clones with your with user-defined distance. So if we move this value, see that the clones are closer together. And in count distribution mode, we set the number of clones that are going to be distributed either on whole path together, or if we click the option per segment, then they are going to be cloned per mask, so per segment. So if, for example, we set this number to let's say 34, there are exactly 34 clones on each individual mask here. And if we use vertex mode, the clones are distributed on every mask vertex. So for example, you see here, if we move this point, it's going together. And we don't have much other options except offset and random here and transform. And if you go back to distance mode, let's just undo this. The option start and end makes the clones appear or disappear in distance mode. And if it's per segment option is selected, then it's doing it on every mask. And if you turn this off, it's going from the beginning to end, as you can see. And if we switch to count mode, we increase these clones here, then the clones are physically moving from beginning to an end, or in case we put a per segment option, then they are going from every mask. Let's reduce this number a bit and let's turn this option off here per segment. We can also use option offset. So the offset option physically or offsets the position of clones, as you can see, from beginning to end. And we can also turn option loop. Then it will just, as the name suggests, loop the from ending, start again at the start position. Same goes with distance. Let's change this shape from ellipse to something like a triangle. 3 points. And in transform scale, let's scale it down. If we want to make clones rotation goes along the path, we can choose option align rotation to path, and we can fix the rotation additionally. But as you can tell, the rotation now is going along the path of our masks. Maybe a better way to show this is just delete this current mask and draw a shape like this. Scale this up a little bit. So if rotation is off, it's just pointing in one direction, and if we turn this option on, you can tell that it's going like this. At the moment loop option is on. And surely you can have a lot of fun with this path mode. Now, if we want to offset certain things, so from the beginning or to an end, we can offset the rotation. So it's starting with 0, and then the last clone rotation is here, for example, 137, and it's doing this incremental. Same goes with scale, opacity, and time. Now time offsets time in keyframes. So let's import one composition to try this out. I'm gonna pre-compose this layer here, scale it down, and let's just quickly key it out. So this is our layer. Let's name it walk. And instead of this shape layer, let's choose this walk layer. And just zero out this. And let's maybe draw a straight line so we can see what is going on here. And put rotation as it is. So at the moment, as you can tell, the clones are going at the same time. Now, if we put the offset time, it will offset between first and last layer in exactly 23 frames. So it's in frame. So if you put more, 50, as you can tell, now the frames are offset in 50 frames. Of course, we can do this time randomization with random option here. So if we put here random time, it won't offset it from beginning to end. It will just put random values. Same goes with offset position on the path, as well as the rotation, scale, or rotation, and opacity. And of course, you can change also the seed. So if you want to have some different look, you can do that now. Let's talk about clone order now. So we are going to choose our food layers from before. Let's actually reset our xCloner. Start fresh. So let's choose some layers here. I think that will be enough. So at the moment, clone order is iterative. So starts from layer 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then repeats that. So that's the order that clones are being distributed. If we switch to blending, it's going from all the layers, all the clones from layer 1 and then 2 and etc. And if we put the clone order to random, they are randomly put in the path, and then we can change a random seed here also if we wanted to. It's important to mention if we have multiple paths here or multiple masks that the blending depends whether per segment is on or off. So if we put per segment on and if we have more masks, that will affect the blending order here, how that is happening. At the same time, the end will be going, end or start will be going depending on whether per segment is on or off. It's going individually on the masks. If we turn it off, then it's just going on all the masks together. Well, we could be here sitting for hours and talking only about this mode, but I want to make this short so it gets started quickly. And let's go now to explore object mode. For object mode, you can use it to clone custom layers on any source layers with alpha or luma channel. So I have this man here walking, and let's actually use this one, and let's quickly key it out so we have something to work with, and go back, and we are going to hide it, and let's just delete this mask here. And if we go to object mode, and let's make a new shape here so we can clone something. Let's say use a star here and hide it as well. And in source layer, we are going to choose a man walking. And since we keyed it out, we are going to use option based on alpha. And in transform, we can scale it down a bit, and see the clones are now going along. We can also, let's make a few of these with different colors. And we can choose these as well. And we can also distribute them in blending, random mode. Now blending mode, it's not fully showing because it's going from the source layer's position, which is here till here. If we would to change this composition size, for example, to something like this, or maybe 400. Yeah. Now you can see that blending is working as it should. And the resolution option controls how densely the plugin samples pixels from the source layer. Lower resolution causes less clones and vice versa. So if we reduce this, it will use less clones. And if we increase this, let's put this in random mode. And if we increase this, and let's scale this up a little, you see the effect we are getting here. Of course, we can use, because at the moment it's alpha, sometimes some areas of footage are not completely opaque, so we can control this with alpha threshold. This is, I think, quite useful, and especially useful for luma, which we'll talk in a second. If we click invert alpha, as the name suggests, it inverts the pixels alpha channel. At the moment we have this resolution. If we go back and put it to original how it was, then we have this. Now if we want to use luma channel, let's turn off this key light effect here. If we go back now, nothing is going on because we need to choose luma, and let's invert it. Now it's using luma values from the source layer. We can adjust the threshold. Not changing much at the moment, but if we would to put here, for example, noise, turbulent noise, and if we go back, let's set this to 0.5. You can see the clones are being shown based on values of luma channel. And another useful option is that is only for luma channel, is luma based opacity. So the opacity is basically being pulled from the layers luma channel. So that is quite useful option for luma. We can change blending modes here. And if we go back to alpha channel and get this guy back, and if we invert alpha here, let's scale it up. What is also fun to do is randomize the position or scale or rotation, opacity, and you can make really cool and interesting effects. Some layer options that you have is in transform, where you can individually scale the layers or rotate them if you need that. You can also turn them off or on if you don't want to see them at the moment in the visibility tab. And in blending modes, you have all blending modes that you usually have in After Effects between the clones. So if we, let's say, put add, I mean, you won't see anything now because we need to increase this. So we see the overlap, some maybe randomization here. So as you can tell, now it's between clones add mode. Let's try something like overlay, and in every mode basically you have transform options like local and global. You can change the anchor point, and in previous tutorials we talked about linear, radial and grid mode, so you can find these to see more detail about these, and thank you very much.